I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't even plan on making this video. Yes, every month you guys like to tune in to watch me play the new Nintendo Switch games through the NES online service, but this month just looks so bad. It was pathetic. It was pathetic, the games that we were getting. And these games released yesterday on the Nintendo Switch, but yesterday was an interesting day. Nintendo announced a new Nintendo Switch. Not the Nintendo Switch Lite, but another new Nintendo Switch that actually has a better battery than the Nintendo Switch Lite, which I don't really get considering that system comes out in August and the Lite comes out in September, but I digress. Now we're going to take a look at these NES games because, you know what, they're just so pathetic that I have to make a video on it. I want to share my rage with you guys. You saw the thumbnail. The usual fun little face is now replaced with an angry face because that's how I feel about this. And Nintendo has the audacity. Nintendo has the balls to say that they are feeling that their Nintendo Switch Online service isn't that far behind the times and they're doing pretty good, and it's like, says who? Look at your consumer base. Your consumer base is not very happy with the value they are getting for the $20 a month. Sure, there have been some highlights here and there, but things have just been getting progressively worse and worse. And now looking at these games, it's like, who the hell came up with these games? Who decided that this was a good lineup for the month of July? Looking at the three games we have Donkey Kong 3 Arcade Classic Series, a black box game. It's not a bad game. You can have a little bit of fun with it. We also have Wrecking Crew, another black box early NES title. It's not a bad game. You can have a little bit of fun with it, but these two are the new games. These are the only two new games, and it's like, you have so many action adventure games, you have so many platforms, you have so many RPGs. These are the games you came up with? These are the games you thought were going to be a good value? But the crap Sunday just gets completely topped off with a cherry, a Mighty Bomb Jack cherry, a special edition, because Mighty Bomb Jack needs a special edition on the Nintendo Switch. What does a special edition have? Mighty Bomb Jack, high game deviation value to the top of the pyramid. In the special version of Mighty Bomb Jack, you start on the final zone, round 17. In the second half of the zone, based on the number of crystal balls and secret coins you've collected, the number of rooms will change, along with the ending itself. In this version, you already meet the conditions necessary to view the best of the 4 possible endings, because I'm sure they're epic endings, just absolutely epic. But first, you must save the king, the queen, and the princess, and clear the final room to return peace to the world. It's worth keeping in mind that blocks marked with bird symbols will disappear if you jump on them repeatedly. Thanks. So here we go, Mighty Bomb Jack, Special Edition. And you know what? I don't like Mighty Bomb Jack. When this game first came out for the Switch's online service, I was like, I don't get this game. I don't get why people like this game. It's not a good-looking game. It's not a game that I think is very fun. And it's a game that can be frustrating, as you can see, because I just died. Now, what's nice about the NES online service is they have included the rewind feature. So let's check out the rewind feature really quick. Basically, it's just like in the NES Classic or the Super Nintendo Classic. You can now rewind games if you mess up and go back to a point where you were. So I mean, that is kind of cool. Like, that's something that should have been there from the start, since, well, I mean, it's emulation when you're being honest. I mean, you can just, you know, you could do save states and stuff like that. I don't understand why this wasn't put in the first place. But yeah, this is Mighty Bomb Jack, Special Edition. You start at the end of the game. Whoopity-doo. Like, whoever decided that this was the Special Edition for the month is just out of their mind. They are out of their mind. Are there millions of Mighty Bomb Jack fans in the world? Are there so many Mighty Bomb Jack fans that it needed the Special Edition? This was the game that they wanted to focus on for a Special Edition. This is the game that's going to get people hyped for the Nintendo Switch. This is what Nintendo Switch owners want. They want Mighty Bomb Jack instead of, I don't know, competent online services. But yeah, here's Mighty Bomb Jack Special Edition. I'm done with this game. I'm not playing it anymore. Next up, let's take a look at Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew. Now, once again, you know, not a terrible game. It's a game that has Mario in it, so all of a sudden we're supposed to love this game. But Mario looks like a Simpson. He is a Simpson yellow, and Wrecking Crew is basically a game where you break stuff. You just go around in an arcade-like setting and break everything in the level. Once you have broken everything in the level, you move on to the next level. So, I mean, it's okay. Like, it's a fun arcade-style game. But really, there's a reason why Wrecking Crew, like, isn't ever really mentioned anymore. Because it's not a very memorable game. It's not a game that I don't think a lot of people are like, oh, man, you remember playing Wrecking Crew back in the day? Like, that was awesome, man. I absolutely love Wrecking Crew. It just seemed like a game of the times. And, you know, that's sort of nice about the Nintendo Switch's online service, is that you can revisit games from a certain time period, but I don't feel like black box games should be the cornerstone of your game lineup for a month, because black box games have not aged very well. They're very simplistic in how they play. Ugh. Oh, that's nice. I died because, oh no, I didn't die. I almost died. I fell all the way to the bottom, but the game did not kill me. Like I said, Wrecking Crew, I got my NES when I was like, 4 or 5 years old, so it was like 1990. So I didn't play black box games because they weren't the popular games at the time. The popular games at the time were the bigger games, your Super Mario 3 and things like that. The NES was sort of starting to wean off. You had the Super Nintendo right around the corner. The Genesis had already came out. So there were better options out there, and you had a lot of great NES games, and it's just like, I don't get it. I want to be in the boardroom meeting when they come up with the games that they're choosing for the month. Like, who is deciding these games? Who is deciding that these are the games that people want? I think I just screwed myself here because you can't jump, and I don't really know how I'm going to get up there, so I don't know. I don't think I can get up there. Oh, but you can just hit select and move to the next level. That's really neat because, why actually have to beat the level when you can just press select and go back to the main screen? You lose your high score, but, do high scores really matter? Let's be honest. You're playing on an NES. Nobody cares. I'm not trying to be Billy Mitchell here and set the high score for Wrecking Crew. I'm sure the high score for Wrecking Crew is very high. I came in like a wrecking crew. I don't know the other words. It's just like... I don't know. There's just so many. Like, where's like Ninja Gaiden 2? Try to get the Turtles license. Try to get some of these licensed games. Obviously you have Arcade 1-Up. They managed to get the Ninja Turtles license from Nickelodeon to put the Ninja Turtles game on their Arcade 1-Up system. You're telling me Nintendo doesn't have that sort of stroke? Arcade 1-Up has more stroke when it comes to licensed games than Nintendo does? I don't believe that. Look at the NES on the Nintendo Wii or the Nintendo Wii U. Like, there was much more games to choose from. Sure, you had to buy the games. It wasn't an individual sort of download service, but at this point it's like I would rather buy the games. I would rather get the games that I want instead of just random ass games that you just pick a name out of a hat or throw a dart at a dartboard with every NES game ever, and these are the games you pick. I need to calm down. All right, so there was Wrecking Crew. Let's take a look at Donkey Kong 3. Donkey Kong 3. Now, admittedly, like Wrecking Crew, Donkey Kong 3 is not a bad game. It's actually kind of different than the other Donkey Kong games. You're basically just trying to spray Donkey Kong in his ass with bug spray and make him go to the top, and then once he's at the top, you have beaten the level. But there are bugs coming at you as well that you also have to spray. So it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different than the standard Donkey Kong game that was available at the time. Not a bad game, an arcade game that a lot of people like, but once again, another black box game, another game that it's just like, yes, it's cool as a complimentary game. Yes, it's cool as a supplemental game, but as your main feature, as your main focus, having two black box games, like that's just crazy. You have two black box games and Mighty Bomb Jack Special Edition, and it's just like, no, put some better games on here. Where's the Super Nintendo stuff? Why does the 3DS, which is a dead platform, a dead system, have better stuff on it than your Nintendo Switch? Your pivotal system, your main system. Look at things like Xbox games with gold. Look at things like, of course, PlayStation's games that you get for free every month with their online service. Imagine if they put some games like this on there. Would people be happy about it? No. And I think as consumers, we need to speak up about things like this because Nintendo Switch's online service is honestly getting pretty pathetic. And I'm very angry right now. I can't even focus. I keep dying, but I have a lot of things to say. Look at Super Mario Maker 2. This is obviously one of the biggest games for the Nintendo Switch of 2019. Yet the online multiplayer is cripplingly broken. 80% of your online matches will be damn near unplayable. Unplayable! You cannot play the games online with people. And it's like, why? You have the audacity, you have the balls to say something like, oh, our Nintendo Switch online service isn't that bad, it's not that far behind, but it is. If you're paying $20 a year for something, you should be expecting something good. You should be expecting something that makes you happy, that makes you feel like you are getting a good value. And just the past few months have just been so abysmal for Nintendo Switch stuff when it comes to the online stuff. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Things like Tetris 99 are nice. They do give a little bit of an increased value, but I think there needs to be more value. If you need to charge people more money, charge people more money. Like, I think people wouldn't care if they're getting better things. You have such a huge catalog of games, Nintendo. You have literally one of the biggest, if not the biggest catalogs of games to explore from, yet you don't explore it. You instead put Mighty Bomb Jack Special Edition, which I will never get over. I will never get over a special edition of Mighty Bomb Jack. But yeah, So this is Donkey Kong 3. Not a bad game, but not a cornerstone game. And you know what? I'm done with this. So here are your 3 games for the month of July. Enjoy them. Maybe you have fond memories of Donkey Kong 3. Maybe you have fond memories of Wrecking Crew. If you have fond memories of Mighty Bomb Jack, well, salute to you because you are one of the millions of people out there that requested a special edition of Mighty Bomb Jack. But yeah, this is a pathetic month. It's absolutely pathetic, and Nintendo needs to do something about this. Looking at last month, you know, City Connection, Volleyball. This month, Wrecking Crew, Donkey Kong 3. Step it up, Nintendo. Introduce Super Nintendo games. Go into your back catalog of games and give people a value, because as of right now, this is pathetic. Combining this with all of the issues of Super Mario Maker 2's online play, it's just not a very good look for you, Nintendo, and you're doing so well when it comes to Switch stuff. This is an area you need to focus on. But those are my thoughts on these games for the month of July. Let me know in the comments section down below if you enjoyed these games. Are these games you're fond of? Am I completely wrong about all these games? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We do a video every month on the games that have just come out, and I torture myself and complain every month in hopes that Nintendo will change things, but so far it really hasn't done much. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.